Hello, good morning everyone. Today is actually no, I need to start it as usual. My name is Oksana and I welcome you at my little stitching corner, which I called Crafts Journey, even though so far it's only one craft, cross stitching. Today is 6th of June and today I'm going to show you my successes, what I did during the first week of June. Now, I'm actually really proud of myself because I did a little bit more than I expected. So there were certain things which I was like not sure if I'm going to do this week. And I did it. I just went and did it. And there were other things I was not sure I will be able to achieve. And actually I did achieve a little bit more, as I said. And I'm going to show you everything step by step. Now, I will start. I know that last week I promised you guys to make a video about all my spring purchases, and I also told you that it just happened that during the day when I was filming it in the morning while I don't remember, I was preparing something and I just did 2 more purchases, and it was like the last week of May, and I decided, you know what, let those purchases, those 2 kits arrive first, and then I will do a video for you. And so I didn't do it yet. I actually picked one of them yesterday, and just today, literally about 15 minutes ago, I picked the second one. So I'm ready to do the video. I don't know when it's going to happen, if it will happen today or to like in upcoming days, because well, I have to do second video on the same video on a different language, and usually by the time I'm doing that my voice is totally losing it, and I may not have enough power. My computer may not have enough power, speaking power, just to go and record, like squeeze any sound for the video regarding purchases, which I also need to do in 2 languages. So that's a really good task, maybe for tomorrow. Now, what I want to start this video with, okay, I told you about the purchases, and right now what you see in front of your face is Plum Street Samplers Flag, Flock, and Sheep Keep. This is my focus project. Yes, I decided to start with the focus project for the June, not the last spring project, which I also told you guys I kind of was running late to stitch in spring. This is my seasonal project, but I'm going to show you it in a second. First, I wanted to do a focus project. Okay, so this is the only one whip, which is very patriotic. And this is my June focus project, even though usually, I think I told you in my spring overview how I do this spinning wheels, right, decision wheels, and what I consider focus project, which one I consider seasonal, which I consider on a month only, and how I determine it. So by the start of I'm not going to repeat it, but by the start of start of summer, I had only one project which fall under the rule, under 4,000 stitches left, and this is a Plum Street Sampler. The reason, and it becomes like my seasonal focus project for the season. Now, the reason why I call it June project, because on 4th of July, United States going to celebrate 250th anniversary of independence. And I saw a lot of girls stitching patriotic, they try to finish a lot of patriotic designs before that happens, before the celebration. And just happened that I had only one since last year, this one. And I'm really happy that the amount of stitches which is left on this project is like enough for me to finish before the anniversary. There is this is kind of like a pro, right? There is one con regarding this project. It appeared to be I don't have all flosses, all colors available. How this has happened, don't ask me how it happens. Now, I did make an order. I did placed an order on 123 Stitch for all flosses which I need, not only for this project, but for other projects too. But this is 1 to 3 stitch lately. I do not know when that package will arrive. It's a gambling, okay? I told you my problem with the packages from 1 to 3 stitch in like March order, April order. I'm not going to repeat it. Even though we both locate in Texas, the package may arrive in a month and a half or 2 months, okay? I don't know why, what happens. Actually, I was watching yesterday I Stitch Birds, and she also was she was complaining, like saying that something happened and 1 to 3 stitch packages start like taking forever. And I was sitting and thinking, oh, I hear you, girl. I'm like, I'm living in the same state as 1 to 3 stitch, like 4 hours away from it, and I'm also having the same issue. But granted, she's in Australia, okay? She's on the other side of the world, okay? But for me, even I receive it not soon. So what may happen, I may not have enough floss to finish this in time, which is upsetting. I hope I will get it before 4th of July. But what I'm thinking, I actually do have at least one color for sure in a different project. I can pull that color from there because I'm just not sure. I don't believe that one is a summer project. I think it's probably spring project. I don't remember. So I actually can, you know, grab some floss from there. I don't stitch that yet. So I'm not stitching the other one yet. So I would like to finish this one. So hopefully we'll be lucky and I will get the package before the 4th of July and I can finish it, because right now, where is the, oh, here it is. I should show you this. Why are you looking at a preview? This is how it looks like. Well, now I forgot what I wanted to say. Great, awesome, amazing. Yeah. I know it was regarding some a package, but oh, okay, the amount of stitches. What's good is that at the beginning of the season, it had around 2,300 stitches left, like 2,000, like 1-300 stitches. I don't remember for sure, but something that nature. Right now I have left, I think, like 1,100 stitches plus. I think it's under 1,200. I think it's under that. But oh, give me a second. I need to fix my phone. Sorry, guys. I just saw that it's barely holding on the phone holder. It's just like almost falling. I'm like, oh my gosh. Maybe some angle a little bit changed, but that's okay. Yeah, while I was fixing it, now I forget. Okay, so I think it was regarding amount of stitches. So it's around 1,100 stitches left. Technically, if I'll push, I will be able to finish this project by the end of this week. If I'll push, I need to do around 600 a day, which not always happening. And knowing that I do not have enough floss on it, right? I'm not sure we'll be able to finish it this week. So we will see how this will go. Right now, I do not have several colors. I don't have red colors for the flag. It's like not there is several red colors. I don't have one of them is like 3777. I think I have only one string left, and when I said string, it's like out of 6. I have only one left, like not the whole thing of 6, but when you pull one strand out of it. So I left only one strand of floss to stitch, and that's not enough for the flag. And there is, I think, 842 color. I'm trying to remember, where was it? I think it was inside of this star. I didn't have that color too. Now, I think with the preview, you can see the difference. What I did this week. I finished the pineapple. I did these red stars, some blue, like these blue stars. And by the way, just because I replaced the fabric, I'm stitching not on the same color as on the preview. These stars here, they supposed to be, I don't remember which color, but I can tell that the color which they used in the key was exactly the same color as this fabric background, so I replaced it on a tone darker. So that was one of my replacements. I know I told you guys that I replaced some Weeks Day Works with the DMC. I think it's in this sheep, and I think in this sheep. I don't remember about this one. I was positive. No, I think I did DMC all sheeps. That's what I was thinking. Like, I was positive that I think I stitched them with all of them with DMC, but these swirly things, I think this is where I used Weeks Day Works, and I cannot say that I see a difference, right? So I'm like, I could use DMC here too, and don't bother with that. But anyway, Pineapple used Weeks Day Works. There was one color where I needed Weeks Day Works, so I used that one. The leaves, DMC, that was easy to stitch, thank God. I told you I replaced color on these stars, so I did some of these stars and I started some of here. And you see like red star, I started yellow one. There are 2 tan colors inside, and one of them I told you guys I don't have that color yet. I did this branch here. Oh, yeah, it was very tedious, but I did it. I actually made a mistake here. I think on this portion, the smaller portion here is this backstitch here. I missed one strand, not one square, but like one strand in a square. I kind of miscalculated, but you cannot see it. So that's okay, right? So what else I finished? I finished these leaves next to this. I think these are apples. I wanted to say tomatoes, but I think these are probably apples. Let's count them as apples. And you see I started on a flag. The most unpleasant thing was to do the branch was these leaves. There are 2 colors of green in these leaves. You have like you have berries with green, and you have leaves. Each berry you have to backstitch. This is how it looks like on the back, you see. Crazy, especially pineapple. What a beautiful thing on earth. Okay, masterpiece. So that was not pleasant to do, but the most, I would say, disgusting thing to do. The stars. These freaking stars. Because you have one big question. How in the hell you are going to secure your thread before and after? It is like it's a challenge. You sit and you think like, oh, how, what, and let me tell you, I still have like that many stars, like red ones, right? I have this. I'm not looking forward to do them. First, before I finished, I think I was doing like this week, second day, when I was finishing like stitching second day, I was like, you know what, let me do these stars here, because I already on the bottom I'm done stitching, so I kind of can approximately figure out where to squeeze these stars in. But I was not looking forward to sit and try to secure them, and I'm like, no, I will leave it for the other time. So probably when I will start stitching it, I probably will start with those red stars just to get them out of the way, so I'm not thinking about them anymore, because this is the most annoying thing to do. If you have any tricks how to secure, because this is how I secured. Masterpiece, right? Yeah, I get it. Well, I don't have any other options. I'm like, how? Tell me, teach me, please. I don't know. So what I'm looking forward to do is the flag, to be honest. This is the easiest part, but I still need to do these little stars in here. There are still some stars, like these big ones, right? Big ones to do, but these are easier for me. When I made saga from this chart, and I was looking that some of them easier to calculate the distance from the flag rather than from the, let's say, pineapple, or like from this star, for example, right? There is like blue big star here above this red one. It's easier for me to calculate. There's like it touches the flag and starts stitching from the flag rather than trying to calculate it from the start. What if I will miscalculate and then my flag will be like what, right? So that's why some of them I will do later, even though they're a little bit tedious to do, but they're not that bad as these red ones. These are just super annoying, to be honest. Well, that's pretty much it for today. I'm going to stitch the same, not for today, I'm sorry, for this project. I'm going to stitch the same year. I'm not going to replace it with the current year, because I think this is the year of, what, independence, guys? Please forgive me. I try to learn it, but there are 2 years which I constantly mess up in United States, like big, like major dates. It's like independence and the revolution, I think. Those two are so close, like those numbers are so similar. And by the way, this is my problem. I cannot remember years. Even when I was learning history in school, for me, the most awful thing was to remember those years, because you always have on test, which year is this, which year is that? I'm like, have no fucking clue. I'm sorry for my French. Like, I have no effing clue when it was. Like, it was I can tell you what was it, but I cannot tell you when it was, right? Even though I just learned it and I still don't remember dates. So that's my problem. So I think it's independence, but please forgive me if it's wrong. Anyway, looking forward to finish this one this season. I still have one project which is I thought will be a focus project for the okay, I'm recording. Oh, geez, I got scared. I thought I have still one more project which will become a focus project for the season, like I have a mill hill. But I looked at in the saga, and you know what? It's still like not anywhere close. And I'm like, okay, I wouldn't be able to finish. It may happen, I might finish that mill hill this year, but I'm kind of, I don't care if I wouldn't finish it this year. Yeah, it probably will be focus project for the next year. Maybe we will see. The reason why, because can I finish that mill hill this season, for example? Yes, I can. Of course I can. Now, I do want to make so many starts that I would rather do starts than finishing mill hill. That's what I want to do. So, and yes, this week I had a start. And I'm going to show you the start, because first 500 stitches, actually there is actually 600 stitches on it, but first 500 stitches on the empty fabric, you always can easily see them. You cannot see them very well when you look at the big project. If you have like full coverage and you will stitch like 500, it's pretty much really hard to see where they are, right? But when you like on the empty appear even 3 stitches, you already can see them. Right. Okay, that was my focus project for June. And let me show you the one, my horror project. The one which I told you I really kick my ass trying to stitch it. This is the spring one, which I was telling you guys that I am trying to stitch, but it's like my most disliked project. I think it's not like most disliked, the only one which I dislike. Okay, that's the only one. This is cardinals on in dogwood. Why I was thinking it was on dogwood. In dogwood, interesting. Why it's in? Anyway, English, okay. This is crewel embroidery, and for now, at this current stage of my life, I understood this is not for me. But just because I told you guys there is not much stuff left on it, and whatever is left is not the most difficult part, I'm done with the difficult part, I decided that I will actually finish it and not going to put it away until I will feel like that. This looks like this. And this is where I would say I'm proud of myself, of the achievement. I didn't expect I will do that much, but actually I did a little bit more than I thought I would be able to manage. Because I knew that this project is difficult for me. It's not going the same enjoyable as other projects. Yeah, and it doesn't look that great as I would like it to. That's why usually I I have extremely small progress every single time I take this project. I always do some progress, but it is always I'm very unsatisfied every single time when I do progress on it. But this time is a little bit different, just because I think I knew that I'm not doing big progress on it. I put in my plan at the beginning, like before I started it, just to finish. There was like some leaves, flowers in here. I think this flower, I told you, like there was some certain piece which I needed to finish in this like row-ish. And I said that if I will finish it within those 2 days, I will be proud of myself. Like it will be extremely great, just because it's really like I'm pretty much not doing any progress on it. It's so little I can do. But as you may see, I actually did way much more. I'm like, wow, I'm really happy how much I did. So I finished all the leaves I told you guys I'll finish. Let me tell you, if I will take a look at this project, right? Because you stitch, satin stitch with cotton floss and wool acrylic, whatever, floss. I like how my stitch look like with the cotton. Yes, it's not this, it's not perfect. It's not that beautiful as those who masters of satin stitch. But comparing these two, personally for me, the wool version of it and cotton version of it, I like how my cotton stitches look like way much better than how the wool looks like. So every single leaf except like these on the most bottom in here, because I didn't want to like bother myself in here, but every single leaf where I could actually I did one in here, to be honest, somehow. But these ones I didn't want to, I just decided to move it on a later day. So every single leaf which I still left to do and I could like did within this area, I did. Every stem which I needed to be done, green one, I didn't do. Black was already here. Every green one I did. Awesome. I did like this flower. I think these three were already here, I think. Yeah, I think even this one was here. I just needed a green leaf in here. I already don't remember, don't quote me on that, but I do know that these four flowers, like this portion, I definitely was not in here. I did this. And I know that these leaves were not in here. I did them. I just don't remember regarding these flowers. Some of them I know they were here. I just don't remember if this one was in here. I think it was. Never mind, doesn't matter. Now, what else? Like, is this whole piece here finished? No, it's not. It's not finished, but there are certain items on this piece which I was like, I have to do them later, like on the other day, and I was not even planning to do them, and that's why I didn't touch them, because I really like that stuff I'm going to do at the most end before I will like scroll it. This is backstitch and French knots. Every single flower has 2 colors of backstitch. Every single flower has 2 colors of French knots, like in the middle. And I still need to finish backstitching on this red cardinal. I started doing this on his tail. I got really like annoyed with that one really fast. And that's what's interesting. I don't mind to do backstitch, you know. I can't say that I'm extremely enjoying it. I'm very neutral to it, but it's not like neutral. I'm more on the like side rather than neutral or dislike side, okay? I really disliked backstitch in the past, but I was watching one girl, she's in Argentina, and she said that she likes to do backstitch. And it's not like she likes, that's the only one thing which she likes to do, or she stitches project just because of the backstitch. But what's interesting, maybe guys you observe it or not, sometimes you just like to do stuff, but then you can hear someone said, oh, I like to do it. They don't need to say anything more than that. They just said, I like to do XYZ. And it makes switch into you, it switches you, and you start liking it too. And that's what happened with me when I was watching that girl in Argentina. She just said, oh, I like to do it. And since that, I like to do backstage too. And it's surprising for me because she didn't say anything beyond that. It's just like I had a click in my head. It's like switch the switch, right? It just made the switch and it just clicked and I started liking it. But this particular project, I really dislike it here. I really dislike it here, and I think it's because of the floss, to be honest. The color which you use is like brown, dark brown, just because this is dimensions. So, and this is a very, very old project, right? It's the, let's take a look. Which year are you? 1998. So you can understand that floss in here is extremely old. This is the dimensions floss which was still produced in United States, which is like usually thinner than the one which you have get from the Chinese kits, which are produced in China. And I don't like this to do the backstitch with that floss. There is something wrong with that particular color. Sorry guys, I have extremely loud neighbors under me. They turn music so loud that when you put a glass on the table, the water in the glass will shake. Your whole floor vibrates under you, and the low bass music which they put up, it really like irritates you so much. And they turn it on right now again. And that's why I got to stop, because like I'm going to be pissed now. Okay. So yeah, let me tell you, I just dislike to do backstage in here. But other than that, I'm extremely happy that I have such an amazing progress on this particular one. Is it going to be finished next year? Probably not, but I'm moving closer and closer. Next time, if I'll have to take this one, I will definitely try to finish in this portion all the backstage, all French knots, the same as I did in here in these flowers, just to make sure that I'm really done with this piece, and really everything what will be left is the easiest part, right? Because backstage, even on flowers with all those French knots, I can manage, that's okay, but to backstage the cardinal, that's what I'm not looking forward whatsoever. I would rather do backstage on flowers than on cardinal, because if you'll take, it's got darker, because we, surprising enough, this is the first June, May and June actually, in Texas, which is not very sunny. Usually like March, April, beginning of May, you may have extremely gloomy days every single day. It's like in northern areas in winter. But May usually is scorching hot already, but we have rain. And it's upcoming forecast, still rain. And now I have dark cloud over my apartment, and it's got darker. So I don't know if you will see, but the cardinal has a bajillion of backstage, especially his wing, his tail. That's what I need to finish backstitching, because I'm done backstitching on his eyes, like this portion, like the left border of the it's like a left edge of the cardinal is backstitched. Now I need to do wing and a tail, and wing and a tail, every single like row, every single feather, it need to be backstitched with that floss, which actually I need probably to cut it in half, because it really like falls apart while you're stitching it. So anyway, let's take a look on the next project. All right. My next project is the project which I'm going to stitch for decades, like my decade focus project. This is my Fox Equinox. I started it on the equinox, fall equinox, I think it was last year. Was it last year or year before? I already don't remember. You see, I even don't remember dates for my own projects. You would think it's recent, not like in 1700s, right? Can you imagine? I started 1700. I'm still living because I need to finish it. Anyway, it could be nice, I guess. I don't know, but this one is full coverage. This is a big one, 500 by almost 700. I'm stitching it on 28 count Joblin 1/1 full cross, and the color is actually ivory, I forgot to say. So this is how it looks like. Usually, just because this is my lifelong focus project, I take it once a month. I don't take it every single week because I explained to you guys that last time. Why I'm not doing it, I'm not going to repeat. You can go and watch the previous video. Otherwise, this video will be too long. But anyway, once a month, and I always try to do it at the beginning of the month just to make sure that I'm done with this one, and I can, after that, it's easier for me to take a look all my seasonal projects to see do I have enough time to stitch all of them, do I want to do new starts. So it's like it's not hanging, right? It's not waiting like, hello Oksana, I'm still here, you still didn't do your 1,000 stitches, because I'm doing it every single month. It's not like every single season, every single month. So technically I just need to make sure that within a month I'm not forgetting about this. So that's why usually I'm trying to get it out of the way earlier. This is like the way how I stitch. If I look at the project, I always try to not even project, it's like in my life, it's not just cross stitching, it's anything I'm doing in my life. If I have a little bit more difficult task and easier task, I try to do difficult first, so I have more time for easier, because I know that easier task I may do really fast. And after that, I will have a lot of free time for myself, my personal enjoyment. But if I will do easy task first, the difficult task may actually consume extra time, because now I kind of have that, could have that extra time for myself. Now I stretch, take like, suck that extra time out from my personal enjoyment into more difficult, and now difficult task takes more days than it should. So that's why I'm trying to get rid of more difficult before, at the beginning. Even in cross stitching, I'm not saying that I like this project a lot because it has really sunny, beautiful colors. I'm enjoying it. But just because I know that if I were going to take it, like move it to a later week, it will kind of like, hello, I'm still there. Don't forget about me. And I don't like it, right? I don't like that something just pushing my brain every single time on the back of my head, like ding dong, I'm here, don't forget. Like, okay, I'm doing it at the beginning. July will be the same way. August will be like every single month will be the same way. Yes, sometimes there may be exceptions. Sometimes maybe exceptions when I may do it like a different week, but that doesn't matter. As long as I do it once a week. It's really hard to show progress on it because there is a lot of pieces which like one color, right? But I did stitch, how much I did? Like over 1,000, that's for sure. And pretty much everything went in this little strip in here. Again, 1/1 on 28 count. So that's why you see like 10 by 10 block here is extremely tiny. So that's why 1,000 stitches, it will be like extremely small piece to show. It's not like you can show, look at the growth on my project. No, it's not going to be a big one, but I'm slowly moving. And plus these lines in here, there are 2 lines, like these dark ones goes in here. There is more color change, so it goes slightly slower, and they are very next to each other. It's not like here, right? I could dedicate time doing this one, and then I have a big block of easy stitch. This one goes next to each other, and I need to, like, stitch, and it will be like somewhere here. I'm trying to stop somewhere here. And after that, I will, let me see how much left in here, approximately. Like here, probably 700, let's round up 800 stitches just to here. So which means like in July, if I'll take it, I probably move somewhere down here. Starting here, hopefully I will finish this little strip in here. and move here. This second line on the bottom, it's kind of just started. As you may see, I'm not stitching it, it's still going to continue, but just because these in this top section they're closer to each other, similar colors closer to each other, so I kind of tried to stitch both. But here I didn't have similar colors in these two rows, like maybe few, but most of the time it's not, even though you see some darker one. But this is just because I wanted to make sure that when I stitch the lighter one, I'm kind of not losing my count, losing myself, so it's kind of like orientation. But anyway, that's how much I did. As I said, I'm slowly moving. When I'm going to do a yearly overview, I'm going to see how much progress I did through the year. I count that I probably, within a year, if I will look percentage-wise on this particular project, I think that it's under 5% a year. I think it's like 4.98, 4.95% a year, every single month, 1,000 stitches. And still like not 10%, not 20%, it's just like under 5%. That's what will be that long. Anyway, that's it for this project. And let me show you, like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? Am I missing something? Showed you spring, Plum Street, Fox Equinox. Yeah, so I'm going to show you my new start. Oh boy. Wait, give me a second. Forgot to take it out of the box. So this is another dimensions. Silent Flight. This is gold collection. I really wanted to do this, start this project last year, but because of I didn't have Saga for it, I didn't start it. But this May, I made a chart for electronic chart Saga. I actually did it within 2 days. Usually it takes me a little bit longer to do electronic chart for dimensions, but this one was easy. And let me tell you guys, technically, those who familiar with this project, you're probably not going to hear anything new. But those who didn't see the, I mean, maybe you guys saw this project, don't know a lot about this project, right? You may hear something from me. This project surprised me. Okay, let me show you how much I stitched. But what surprised me? Let me go back to Aurora Cabin. You all know Aurora Cabin, beautiful, beautiful design. And when I was doing the overview for that particular project, I just did like a separate video. You can find it in English on my channel. It's like my first most English video here. There is like lack of floss in that kit. All kits of that production, I would say. Anyway, the Aurora Cabin, when I did Saga on that, I was surprised that that particular project had like 50% of the project was half stitch, and about 40% of those half stitches were like 6-ply, 5-ply, 6-ply. That was surprising to me, you know, because I know, like, yes, dimensions has half stitches, different ply. That was not a surprise. Surprise was how many of those, percentage-wise, were in that project. My neighbor's just pissing me off. Anyway, then I started stitching Holiday Village. That was even more surprise for me because that had even more half stitches. They don't have like 6-ply there, but like 4-ply, 5-ply. And they had the half stitches percentage-wise even more than Aurora Cabin, which was surprising because that project doesn't look like it has a lot of half stitch. Yes, you have like sky and that's it. That's what I thought. But no, there is only like a big Christmas tree, bridge and buildings like full cross, like people too. The rest is half stitch, like water, sky, roads, snow, some trees also. A lot of trees will have stitches, like pretty much like way much more. Silent flight surprised me even more. I didn't know this thing even exists, guys. And those who, as I said, know what I'm about to say, you kind of guess it. But those who don't, I'm going to tell you. Full crosses here are only in the eagle. That's it. The rest of the project is half stitch. Yes, not only sky, not only water, forest, mountains, snow on the mountains, everything is half stitch. I would call it like a pleat. The eagle is a pleat on the top of the half stitch project. Now, can there be gold even worse than this? I don't believe so, because now if you have everything half stitches, it's no longer a cross stitch project, it's needlepoint. Does dimensions have those? Yes, they do. I have one stitched. There is like a big butterfly. I think it's like butterfly on Xenia. I don't remember, but that one is full project, is half stitch, 6 ply. There is no cross stitches whatsoever, half stitch, back stitch. That one you call needlepoint, but I don't know if Dimensions has a project which will be like gold that has even less amount of cross stitches, comparing like less than this eagle, right? I checked the eagle in Saga. It's about 6,700 stitches just in eagle. That's including back stitch, long stitch, and French knot, which it has. All those, yeah, back stitches, any other type of stitches, they all on the eagle. The rest of the scenery is just pure half stitch. Well, here's the thing. I thought that, okay, this project might go slightly, maybe faster than other projects I have dimensions-wise. But you know, it's not going to be a gold, Dimensions gold, if they wouldn't create a pain on your booty, if they wouldn't decide where to have that, like some stuff for you, surprise for you. There is another surprise in this project. It's on 18 count. There is no 6 ply, but there is a lot of 5 ply on 18 count. Yeah, chances that it may go faster now very slim. Size-wise, when you convert all those half stitches in full cross stitches, it's a little bit smaller than Aurora Cabin, I think. So I think Aurora Cabin 34 plus 1,000 stitches, Holiday Village 35 plus 1,000 stitches, and converting everything in cross stitches, including back stitch, long stitch, French, whatever, all of that, right? Every single stitch which you have on a project converting into cross stitches. This one has 32,000 plus stitches. Full crosses, around 6,700, something that nature. I think it's less, it's like 6,670, whatever. Like, or let's round up, okay? So 32 minus 6 minus 7, 25,000 full crosses on the scenery, but just because they are half stitches, multiply by 2, so you have like 50,000 stitches, like even more, just dedicated to half stitches, like and that's on 18 count, guys. 18 count. This is like insane. They do have 2 needles as always for back stitch and for regular stitches. What surprised me, that usually Dimensions will put quite thick needle for their stitches. This one is not that thick, to be honest. It's either I usually replace needles in dimensions and forgot how what's the usual size, or it's really they really put a bit smaller needle, which surprised me because it's maybe because it's 18 count and they put a smaller needle. But guys, 5 ply, you need very thick needle. The thicker the needle, the better the more enjoyable stitching will be in that amount of plies. Let me tell you, I can guarantee you, it just don't take, even the ones which usually dimensions put in the project, go replace it with the bigger. Just listen to my advice, go and try it. You think that your fingers will hurt? No, your fingers hurting because you have a small needle which dimensions gives you. That's why they are hurting. You need a bigger needle to stop hurting. It's not going to hurt. It's going to be way much more pleasant. I tested it on the Aurora cabin. As I said in that video which I had, I explained that somehow I lost the needle which they put in the kit, and I went in my stash and I thought I picked the one which usually Dimensions uses, but I immediately understood that it's bigger. And then later I compared with another projects which I had in stash. Yes, it's way much bigger, and oh my gosh, all my problems with fingers were gone. I didn't have pain in my joints anymore. I didn't have calluses on my tips just because I took a way much thicker needle. So here in this project, they put a smaller needle, I think because they think it's 18 count, and which is wrong. You need to put a needle based on the amount of plies you're stitching it with, not the count of fabric. I do understand that usually the golden rule, they said, like, the smaller the count of fabric or bigger the count, like smaller meaning like 18, 28, like 30, 50, whatever, 8 count, the smaller the needle, like smaller size, right? Smaller size means bigger number. So 28 size needle, it's extremely small needle because the count of fabric is that. But I think you need to look at the amount of plies you are using. Yes, count of fabric matters, but amount of plies you are using it matters even more. So I'm using different, even for 18 count, I'm using the big thick needle because I know Aurora cabin you stitch on 16 count, and that helped me a lot. Once I replaced that needle, helped me a lot. I can guarantee that on 18 count, it's way much pleasant. This particular half stitches in here, 3 ply, I used that thick log as a needle. It was super easy. I was surprised how easy it was. I even almost didn't hear floss going through the fabric. It was just like falling through the fabric. So it was so easy to do. And it's not difficult to push the needle through the fabric. It's not. The big one. Okay, that's it. I'm really happy I started this project. I don't know if I'm going to, we will see if I will have time to take it one more time this season. The reason I'm saying it just because I want to do more starts, and usually the way how I stitch, I may not have time to take my starts. Amount of projects, whips, which I have for this season, when I went on the calendar and take a look, it may happen that those which I already have can fill in the whole summer without giving a room for a new start. So that's why thinking that, okay, I want to have more starts, don't know when I can do it. And the starts which I already did, I also want to give more stitches on them, don't know when I'm going to do it. Usually like those mega wheel weeks, which going to happen next week, because I told you I shifted it because last week of June there are several holidays and I have several projects already on those. Like there are plans on that week, so I have to move it. And usually during Super Wheel Week, I have like some extra days, right, which I can decide what I do on them. And this is the only one chance for me to not only do more starts, but also take newly started projects and give more stitches on them. So we will see how this will go, but this I have the start. I'm really happy. I'm going to move through this project, and once my holiday village will be done, which is probably going to be somewhere next year, in the middle of the year, maybe somewhere during summer, I think, I will be able to take another gold project and it will become my Saturday project. Will this become that project? I don't know, because I have more golds in my stash which I want to start, and I'm going just to pick the one which I decide, like, okay, let this be a Saturday project. And I want to have like several golds on the row. How it is better, I want to have an option to choose from golds, okay, but only one will be a Saturday project for the year, because that will help me to really move to finish those golds faster. Okay, that's regarding this start. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring decision wheel in frame, and we are going to spin it and see which project, in addition to my June focus project, what else am I going to stage. Let's take a look. Okay, I had to pause you to bring it. So this is my multi-seasonal project. Actually, it's only spring and summer project. In my two wheels, this is Golden Kite, Slaggety Køge, fight near the Køge, Danish city, but for me it's like a voyage somewhere, like expedition, summer expedition. This is a full coverage. I stitched it on 28 count, half cross over 1, 2 over 1, half cross. That's the right way to say. This is 400 by 523 stitches. I didn't want ginormous project, but I really regret to do it 2 over 1 half stitch, because it has 101 blends and 99 solids. So there is more blends here than solids, right? And it's not, and you have a lot of like single stitches, not even ninja stitches. Ninja stitches. You have single stitches, and it's not easy to secure them. And on the back, I have like, it's really thick. It's really thick. It's really 3D, because especially where you have these waves here, you may have in this particular little block like 50 stitches, they all will be single ones, right? So imagine how on the back, how thick it is. So it's like 3D print for me. But right now, I think I told you guys when I was doing my spring, I wanted to say summer, spring overview, I told you that I'm actually almost on the horizon. If you will take a look on this side, do you guys see it? Yeah, on the right side. So this is somewhere the horizon, right? There is like sea foam and sea touching the sky. So you see, I'm pretty much... I'm so sorry, I kind of moved. I'm pretty much on the horizon. Here, I would say I stitched more horizon than on this side, but I still have some water to finish and before I move to the horizon line, but I'm very close. Now, the sky is way much easier. That's what I was saying in my spring overview, that once I will be done with the water, sky will go way much easier. This one I stitched like super fast in no time, and as you may see how many I parked, there is not many colors in here comparing to this. Even here what you see, it's still not that much. A lot of stuff is already out of project, but I had more sometimes parked, but I know that I'm coming into easier piece of the and I told you that once I will be experienced stitching the shape, I will be able to tell you what's the most difficult part on this project. But so far, based on what I stitched, which was just water is the most difficult. Every single color change, shade, foam, it's bajillion of single stitches. Okay, so that's why it was very slow. It was very difficult, and I wish I would do it on 16 count where it's easier to, like full cross, because it's easier to secure those blends. I have another golden kite in I didn't kit it up yet. I would like to kit it up. It's very like wintry project, which is like hello white color, like white grayish colors, like yellowish, like super light colors. But I think, and that one also has a lot of blends. Golden Kite, actually, the guy who creates these charts, he actually creates them not only with blends, but with solids. Well, I was stupid enough to buy with blends. I'm not going to buy with solids because, well, I already have a chart, right? Let's just stitch it. So the other one, I will probably going to stitch on 16 count. I don't care if the project will be extremely big. And when I said extremely big, I don't know, it will be like 5 feet one side, I guess. Not 5 feet, but probably 4 feet as a minimum if you will look in United States measurements, but it may be over a meter European measurements, normal measurements, I call it. And I will be, yeah, okay, I don't wish that project to be that big, but I don't want to buy another chart. Okay, I don't want to spend money on that. I'm going to stitch wherever I have, and I need to make it maximize comfort zone as much as I can. So this one, thank God, I'm moving into sky. Right now, I came very close to the ship in here. There are some, like, you see dark stitches here. This is already kind of like ship coming in the middle. And that's what I was telling you, like, if you look at the water, it's from one side to another side. You just see it, it's just like tedious, this like constant color change. Here, sky is not that much color change. It's easy. More color change will be just in this piece of a fabric, like in the middle, but on the sides it will be easier. Unlike here, it's like from one horizon to another horizon. There is no end of this suffering, right? Here is just like only in the middle. But the sky will be easy. Now, I think I should have all, I didn't kit it up. I don't have floss prepared for that, and I had, like, it bit me in my butt with one color. I bought that color, and that's one of those which, like, my spring 1 to 3 packages will keep not delivering, which I was waiting on that one, but now I have. Do I have all colors for this project? No, probably not. I don't know. I didn't kit it up. But just because I'm not stitching it extremely fast, I am not worried about that. But I do need to kit it up. So at least I would have colors from the same lot, right? Because DMC sometimes have differences. I do have some DMCs which I bought relatively recent, let's say in the past 5 to 7 years, and some colors, the same number has different tones. So that's why I probably need to kit it up. I'll do it later. Anyway, that's it. That will be it for today. I'm pretty happy that this is pretty difficult project for me too so far, because I was just doing this. I didn't experience too much enjoyment in the sky, just little. And I already moved into the ship piece, which probably not going to be super enjoyable either, but it's slowly moving, and hopefully soon enough it will start moving faster. That will be it for today, guys. I will see you next week. I showed you everything, I told you everything. Yes, I'll see you next week. I need to prepare another video, several videos, because you need to see purchases. I need to go. I'll see you, repeating myself, next week, and have a great day and fast stitches, enjoyable stitches. See you next time. Bye bye.